Let's quickly bring in Amnish Aggarwal into the conversation as well. Amnish, good morning. Lots of stocks to discuss. Plenty of numbers have come by. Most have been, weak to lackluster. Bata, Praj, Astral. Nobody's lighting up the charts. But you tell us it's all about looking forward, right? Now, this quarter is over and done. Among some of the names that I mentioned, which have all reported in the last 24 hours, would you look at buying anything? Would you look at buying into the weakness for either a Bata or a Praj, say?
Okay, hi. So I think we need to look at objectively that 1Q had few disturbances, like for example, few days of sales were lost everywhere due to operations into. Then we had early monsoons, and to that extent, I think 2Q in general should be better for the industry because we have early festival season starting this year. But having said that, I think one also needs to look at what happens on the, you can say, the tariff front with US. Because the inflation is already down, monsoons are normal. So if you look at broadly, the domestic part doesn't look bad unless and until due to some global geopolitical issues or something, there is some global impact on demand and there are some job losses due to that. So as far as these particular stocks are concerned, I think one can't paint them with one brush. Say, for example, Parag from last couple of quarters, it has not been doing well. Its new facility, I think they were hoping a lot to export to the US. So I think one needs to wait and watch that what sort of a ramp up which happened at the new facilities. Similarly, if you look at, say, Astral, the demand in the plumbing side has not been that great. There is some sort of, I would say, a slowdown. And it is, pipes has been, you can say, average for them. But the stock definitely from the peak, it is significantly down. So maybe I think in the near term, the visibility on some of these names, it remains slightly hazy unless and until one takes slightly longer term view in this.
All right. Hi, Amnish. Good to see you. Prashant, by the way, another smaller company is EFC, which is into the similar space. It's been a big wealth creator as well. And now we have a lot of mutual fund participation as well in that counter. Amnish, any view on this space? Office, we just had the management. Any comment on that? What do you like?
You see, I can't give you any stocks for that, but nonetheless, I think with the GCCs growing well in India, and practically now the growth in GCC is far, far higher than IT services, which we had seen over the last couple of decades. And the general, there is a trend that people want to go into co-working spaces because of the, I would say, the low capex involved and some of the other benefits which they are having. I think this space holds a lot of potential. But having said that, it will depend upon I would say, how the current situation around whether it is tariffs, whether it is around, you can say, doing multiple deals with, you can say, various countries on that. I think in the longer term, the space definitely holds a lot of potential. But one will also have to be cognizant of the valuation because some of these stocks today are trading at quite a good, I would say, premium over the general market.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about Hindalco. Novelis's numbers were expected to be weak. They were weaker than expected. But going by the management commentary, they are saying that they believe now the EBITDA has bottomed out. And that's taking into account that the tariff hit in the first quarter was around $28 million. For the second quarter, going by the current tariffs, it could be in the vicinity of close to around $60 million. What would your view be on the stock if it opens lower?
You see, in general, one has to look at that, you see, Novelis is an important part. And now US tariffs are actually a reality. Whatever one might think, whether they will go back to where they were earlier for any country, practically that is something which is very difficult to say at this point of time. So there could be, say, some sort of volatility due to that. But the practical thing also is that if you want some consumption industries to be there in your country because US has got very limited production of lot of stuff, then definitely you will have to make some adjustment. The prices have to go up. So after the knee-jerk correction, usually the stability comes, and that will also be reflected in the, you can say, the margins of some of the companies which are operating in US. Because in US, I think everyone who operates there, who manufactures there, so people have been passing on the cost to the consumers. So I think based purely on this economic logic, I think the margins definitely, I think they would have bottomed out, or they will bottom out in most of the cases in another quarter. And I think after that, it should be more steadier than what we are witnessing or what we might witness in 2Q of this year.
Amnish, the concerns are very well documented. This first quarter has been a weak one for companies across the board. The question is, do you buy into this weakness? Would you buy, say, into a stock like PG Electroplast or even a Blue Star, or would you remain cautious?
The kind of pressure which all the AC companies and durable companies have seen during the current quarter, so that is not something which happens every time. So we had very exceptional circumstances. It happened a couple of years back also. So some of these products are, I would say, highly seasonal. That is one. So if the season goes wrong, if there is, you can say, earlier rains or something else, then obviously you will get some pressure. But that is something which happens with the entire industry. But if, say, there could be players who gain share, there could be some players who are sitting on too high-end inventory. So then that becomes actually, you can say, an issue with the overall inventory situation and with those particular companies. And given the fact that summer season has already now passed, now offloading inventory in 2Q and 3Q is not going to be easy. So without going into any specific names, if any company is, you can say, holding too much of an inventory in the system, particularly in the AC industry, then for them liquidating them without any, I would say, your collateral cost is not going to be an easy. As far as your broader durables are concerned, we might see some sort of an uptick in demand because of the early festival season, which we are having this year.
Okay. Actually, Amnish, we have Praveen joining in exactly for further details on this. Thanks very much, Amnish, for your thoughts.